Hey guys, it's been a while. Welcome to another section of YouTube tutorial. My name is Kenechukwu Akubwe, as usual. So in this video, we are going to talk about SJ Firebase and how to get data and write data, and also read data in real time. If there are changes, we'll get to know what changed. All right, so here is our app. We're going to be creating an inspirational quote app, right? Where we kind of like write quote to the database together with the author name, and then we pull it back. So here is a template code. Let's just give it up. You all know what this does from here to here, right? Then the save quote is what we are going to change right now to be able to get the data and write the data. All right, so um, we can go into the design, and we have two text inputs, one for the quote and one for the author, and then we have a label for displaying the quote if we get them from the database, button to save and the button to fetch. All right, so before you get started, do me a favor, head over to your terminal and pip install Kivy, and then pip install SJ Firebase. Also, do me a favor and pip install Bulldozer, Cyton, and Setup Tools. If you're done with that, let's head back right in. All right. Um, Basically, what we are going to be doing is to analyze and study how SJ Firebase can allow us to get real-time data like in real time and be able to access data while we are offline. So we can run this program to see how our app looks like before we start coding our life away. All right, so word alter this way to display save fetch. As you can see, I didn't try to use what's it called, MVC for Kivy, um to create a model view. This section is going to make things a lot simpler. Then whichever way you want to code away your life, go ahead, right? So first, let's get it as simple as possible so that you can get started. Then whichever way that suits you, go ahead with it with that. All right. So first thing first, we are going to get the instance of Firebase Firestore, right? So I'm going to sorry on the J class, and then we are going to get SJ Firebase Firestore, right? Then also from SJ Firebase, we are going to get the interface, a callback. What would that callback do? We'll get to see what the callback will do as we write the code, but we need to import this first. So I would say on complete listener. Yeah, so that's basically it. Going to pull this thing down. So I'm going to head over to the app. As you can see, we are getting the quote text and the auto text from the text input. So once we are done getting that, if we click this button, what happens? We want the save quote to get triggered. Once it gets triggered, oh, let's okay, let's put it there. We are coming right there. So I can come here and say self.db. We get an instance of our SJ Firebase, not just the instance of SJ Firebase per se, but the instance of Firebase Firestore. Get DB and then put a bracket there. So as you can see, this is Firestore. Is returning an instance of Firestore. So this is the source code. Anyway, let's continue. Now, what we need to do next is to kind of like take this quote and auto. We are going to create a hash map, but not necessarily. All of us are Python developers, and I wouldn't want you to go ahead and try to understand how Java works before you can use PyGenius and convert your whatever to hash map. Like basically, I have my this thing open. So what I was this hash map, right? How do you do that? Though you can do this with PyGenius, but I built a tool that can help us to streamline things a little bit faster. So as you can see, there's a serialized.py. Don't worry, I'll push it to GitHub when I'm done with this tutorial. There's serialized.py. It contains a serializer that converts our dictionary to a Java hash map. So I can now do something like this, serializer. Then I'll import to be sure that I'm still recording. Okay. Is my voice being captured? All right. I'm just making sure, guys. Um, so serialize dict to map, Python dictionary to map. So what I can now do down here is to come a little bit down and say data is equals to serialize dict to map, and I'll say auto. Whichever way that I go first, it doesn't matter. Auto, and I'll plug in auto here, the auto of the quote, and then the quote. I'll plug in the quote. All right, so we have auto and quotes realized. Next thing, we want to put a bracket here. Just do it like that. Except if you don't want that bracket, you can have your code in a long way. But anyway, you get to understand why I'm doing that. So we can say self.db the collection, then we'll put something like inspiration. We want to save these to a document, then we'll put something like quote. But this is getting a bit longer. I don't like this. So what I love to do is to since I know I'm getting a document, I can equally remove all this bastard right here. Yeah, they are bastards. They don't have father, and yeah, they don't have a father. Yeah, um, they do. I love Firebase. They do. I love Firebase. All right, so we can get inspiration, and then you'll do the thing on that. Come down here, put a dot in front of that, and set this data to this document. So this is collection. This is document. All right. Then once we set the data, what we're going to do next is to add an incomplete listener. A listener that is going to tell us um, if our data has been written or not written. If there is an error, it will give us there's an error. If there's no error, there's an error. So next thing, we can go ahead and plug our incomplete listener here and set a callback. What would our callback do for us? Self dot db. What am I dbing? So I'm going to say our callback should just print for us what the task was successful or not, because we're not using that for anything. So I'm going to create a lambda function here, and this lambda function is accepting a task parameter. So, and the task parameter, we are just going to print if that task that is successful. And then I'm going to put a bracket open and bracket close. Yeah. So now there's a problem with this. The problem is that Python would destroy this instantiation that we did here. It will destroy it. The reason why it will destroy it is because it does not recognize Java classes per se. So it will garbage collect it once this function finish executing. It will this Firebase runs in asynchronous way, so it doesn't block your thread. So there's no need for you to do any threading stuff here. So behind the scene is already kind of like not touching your UI, so you don't need to do thread. So, but Python will not know that this is part of it. So your app will crash without any error. Yeah, you won't see an error until you do a deeper log card, ADB log card, to be able to know that okay, this is what's happening. But even if you get it, you will not even understand what it's saying, because you will see a whole lot of hexadecimal numbers and zeros and ones and null pointers zero, which you would not understand. Definitely, a genius will not understand that though. So to avoid that, because I've had experience and I have debugged and debugged and debugged and debugged to be able to figure this shit out. Thanks to Julian, is he Julian? I can't remember. He's a Kivy dev guy. Um, so thanks to him, he posted something that got me thinking and set me on the right direction. So what you want to do here is to do self dot listener. Just create a class variable and put this here. If you don't want to create a class variable, create a global variable and set it equal to this. But we don't want to do that for now, because this belongs to this class. We're dealing with it here in the class. Is that you make it global or you make it class variable. Do not make it a local variable, or do not make it don't just instantiate it. Don't just instantiate it on your own. All right, let's continue. So we want to do something here. We want to say on complete listener self dot listener. Yeah, so I want to add that there immediately, and boom. So if you run your app again, this will crash. You have to build an APK for you to be able to know what is happening. So I have prepared my builders as a spec file, though it's not yet complete. I'm still kind of like doing some magic. I'm going to take you guys through on what you need to put there and what you don't need to put there. So basically, let's head over to SJ. This is for reading anyway. This is for writing to database. So first we are going to I'm going to be doing some magics here. Call this inspirational quotes. Inspirational quotes, and I'm going to leave this for now. I'm still going to change it to something that I want to use somewhere. Don't worry about whatever thing I'm saying right now. So you might want to come down here, Kivy, and then put what are we using here? We're using SJ Firebase, and I might want to do a little bit of copy paste something. Yeah, no, no, you do. So I want to plug out. I want to plug out my a project. Let me use this backend, then drag this guy here. So open up, good. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of copy and paste. So I want to build my project based on this. I want my builder to run on its own builder. That's the goal. I don't want to, kind of like start waiting for builders to build for a very long time. I don't have that time. So it's just a test. This is a test project. So, but don't do what I'm doing here. Don't do this. Name me whatever thing you want. I just want it to go there and build it. It has all the whole builders components, so it will not take time. As you can see, you're not seeing any .builders folder here. So next thing I will do is to go down. Okay, this part. Am I done really plugging in this part? So okay, I want to add everything here to so that my builder doesn't kind of like mess with me. We need to sometimes builders will mess with your head. Need to do this top vamp. I need it to, yeah, ignore it too. All right, so next thing I would basically do is, what's this? We're not doing any of my view. We don't have any asynchronous. Okay, skip that. Portraits. Yeah. We're not doing any Java permission. Okay, I already know it's 34. All right. Uh, yeah. So I need this guy. Everything here. Not really everything here. So I'll copy everything and then remove what we don't need. So going down. So first I'll set this guy to 34. The latest API guys is 35. But be careful. Don't use it now. Um, so I'm going to keep looking. Uh, Gradual dependencies. So let me be sure. Yeah, gradual dependencies. What I'll do for my bloody self is to replace everything here, and then I don't need analytics. So don't add that extras for me. I don't need storage. Go away. Uh, I don't need this guy. But okay, I need this guy. So this is for simple genius. Simple genius. This guy overshadows this guy, but you need both. It depends. This guy depends on this, so you can't just do this alone. Your app will crash. So you need to put this. This I released it on Maven project, Maven whatever repository. So anyway, let's continue. So what else do I need? Android X. We need to enable Android X definitely. So set that to true, and we need to go down a little bit and enable lockout filter. Before we enable that, so the Kivy fork you are going to be using is Simple Genius. Yes, please do not use normal Kivy. You would yeah, because if you do, you will not be able to use the Firebase thing that I did. So use my own repo, like Simple Genius. I created an organization named the Simple Genius, and Python for Android, blah 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 exists there. So you want to use the Firebase branch, yeah, of that. So please make sure you do that. If not, you're going to have issues, and don't come back to me crying, "Mommy, mommy." I'm not mommy though. Crying, "Daddy, daddy." I don't know what I did, and then I'll say, "Child, child, go and poo poo." What is wrong with me this night? All right. I think I need to close this and reopen it again. Aha, good. So I need to set this to 1. I don't want too much lags and all that. I don't need. So I'm teaching you guys. Please set it to 2. If you have any error, you will know what error you're having. So I'm setting it to 1 because I know my stuff. So now I'm looking for dot builders. Yeah. So the build directory that I would use for this project, I don't want it to create a builder here. I want it to use an already existing builder, which I am going to copy right now. Go here and parking. I'm going to copy this, copy, and then I'm going to come back here and paste it. Voila. So I'm going to use this build as a directory. There is already an existing build there, so it won't build everything from scratch again. It will just kind of like copy over and then compile to APK. That's just it. No stress. Don't do this. You may die before your time. You don't want to die before your time. All right. What else? What else am I missing out? Probably logcat, auto update. Let me see. Wait, my mic still recording because I just shifted it. Okay, still recording. Um, so I'm gonna say true. Okay, so what did I set here? If true, I want to make sure. Okay, this is mute. Auto accept SDK license. True. All right, so I need to give this guy um a true. Now I'm going to set this to true. So, guys, I'm going to stop the video or pause the video. No, I'm going to stop it entirely, and then see you guys on the next video. I'm going to create. I'm going. I'm going to start on a new video. So this will be the part one section where we focus on the writing data to Firestore, and then the part two I will show you. All right. Take care, guys, and see you on my next video. Thank you.